On days where I feel like an actual piece of dog poop with 5 flies hanging out on it, I remind myself that I am so much more than this meat body. I thought it would be a wonderful day to have a mental health chat. I asked you guys to ask me, a weird concept honestly, to ask questions about mental health or leave advice about mental health, and I got lots of them. For those of you who didn't watch my last video, rude, how dare you? I'm feeling really unloved by you right now, which is unfortunate. Before I jump into these questions, I just want to say I am not a specialist, an expert, a therapist, none of those things. Not even close. I have my own lessons, and I honestly view these mental health chats as just a group of friends chatting about our lessons, our experiences, and hopefully help each other see a different perspective of those lessons and experiences. Maybe it's because I've never really had a big group of friends to just chat with, but that's how I view it. There are so many questions. I don't know where to start, so I'm just going to randomly pick some. So the first one is, what do your bad days look like? How do you handle them, and how often do they come around? Now, if I'm being dead-ass serious with you guys, my bad days usually consist of me not being able to get out of bed or me not being able to leave the house. Sometimes I get in these weird moods where I don't want anyone to see me and I just want to be alone and kind of hide away, but deep down inside, I'm really wanting to express myself. It's really, really hard for me. I am a very emotional person, like I just said. I'm very sensitive, so if something's really bothering me or if something is weighing on me heavily, the only way sometimes I can release it is by crying. So I usually just kind of want to be alone and just let it go. Let it flow out of me through tears. My salt water tears. I also deal with lots of hormonal problems. I have endometriosis, so typically those bad days are around my cycle. But how I handle them is the most important part. How you handle anything is the most important. If you choose to respond instead of reacting to anything in life, whether that be confrontation or a hiccup that comes up, a lesson that comes up, you're gonna end up winning. So yeah, how I handle my bad days, I feel them for a bit, and then I try to pick myself back up, do things that inspire and motivate me, whether that be going on a walk, a simple thing like a walk by yourself with some good music, some good tunes, maybe even an inspirational podcast. Those things can really lift your energy and mood levels up the roof. That didn't make sense, but you get the meaning. How do you stay body positive? This is a question I need to ask you guys. How? I go through phases, honestly. There are times where I'm like, damn, who dis? And then there are times that I'm like, damn, who is this? On days where I feel like an actual piece of dog poop with 5 flies hanging out on it, I remind myself that I am so much more than this meat body. I have a beating heart that is rooting for me, no matter how much self-doubt, self-sabotage, self-hate I feed myself. Now, to get real and raw with you guys, I am very insecure about my legs. I do have some cellulite and a few stretch marks, and I've lost weight and gained weight a lot, so I have extra skin, and it's like one of my biggest insecurities. I hate showing my legs, and I'll beat myself up about it so harshly, to the point where I won't even wear shorts. But you know what? My legs are happy. They have dimples. They're smiling. They're taking me places every day. I don't even really have to think about moving my legs. They just move for me. Yet I'm sitting here hating on them because of a few stretch marks and a little bit of cellulite. If you think I hate my legs, try to come from a soul level and think my legs take me places. You think, ugh, I hate my nose. You can breathe wonderful candle scents and flowers and sneeze, which is like a nose orgasm, which is pretty cool. End rant for this question. I'm recovering from binge eating disorder / bulimia and have lazy bowel syndrome. Can you share your experiences of binge eating disorder recovery? First off, I'd like to say congratulations for starting your recovery journey. I know how difficult that is, and it's gonna get a lot easier. Just keep holding on and keep pushing through. As for your question, if you guys don't know, I actually was anorexic, below 70 pounds, and then I became a binge eater above 200 pounds. So I've experienced both sides, and both sides are very similar in the mental health area. Eating yourself to the fullest point is a way of feeling something, right? You want to feel something, just like I starved myself so I could feel something because I was numb at that point in my life. Now, I don't want to say the wrong thing here. This is a very fragile question, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, because my journey, again, was completely different. I had gone from starving to binging, so I feel like that was kind of a natural reaction mentally. But as for binge eating, I think a good way to start, and I'll link a video down below that I've watched of a girl who was a binge eater as well, who didn't have a past of anorexia or anything like that, just binge eating. What she did was she started eating an abundance of healthy foods, which I know can be hard, especially if you're indulging on really unhealthy foods. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, things that actually give your body nutrients. Now, I know this is probably easier said than done, but I think this is a question that we should discuss in the comments below. If you've dealt with binge eating, if you've recovered or are recovering from binge eating, please help our soul sister out by leaving some advice down below. Again, my journey was completely different, so I probably don't have the best advice. I am fully aware of that, and I want our soul sister to feel understood and to have some help, because we're here for that, right? So if you have any suggestions, advice, or even an informative blog or source, leave it down below. Again, I'm so proud of you, and you're going to come so far. You're gonna bloom so big, so bright, and I can't wait for it. Any advice for a 17-year-old? At 17 years old, I was so insecure, so doubtful, and I never took chances, risks. I was just content with being in my comfort zone. I suggest you break those boundaries. I suggest you let yourself be a little messy. These are the years where life is messy. Life does get a little complicated, but it also is so fun at 17 years old. Live it to its fullest. Seriously, it goes by so fast. In a blink of an eye, you'll be in your mid-20s and you'll think, frick, I didn't do anything. I didn't do the things that I wanted to do because I let fear get in the way, or I let my doubts get in the way, or other people get in my way. I honestly think your late teens and your early 20s are the years that you really find out so much about yourself, what you want, what you don't want, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful process. Sometimes it gets scary and messy and chaotic, but embrace it all. I think this is the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little mental health chat. If you did, let me know by giving it a big old thumbs up or leaving some questions and advice down below in the comments. I hope you have a beautiful, magical rest of the day. Until next time, cheers! Follow me on other social media things for more inconsistent content. Instagram @Anastasjia, Twitter @AnastasjaLuna, Depop Shop @Anastasjia. Woo.